Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Johnny Lee. I did say in the last video that this one was going to be by Sonicake. This is the Matribox 2. Sonicake reached out to me a couple of weeks back and said, we want to send you this and you can say what you like. That's good enough for me, because if I get offered stuff and they go, yeah, but we just want you to tell people that it's amazing and you can have it for free, I don't do it. I just turn it down straight away. It was the same when Quilter said, here's the Tone Block 202. We think you'll love it. Say what you want. And I do love it, and it's great. So confidence in the product goes a long way with me. This is pretty damn good. You've just heard in the clip there before. I think realistically with modelers these days, a lot of them are that good that you're not going to tell the difference live. You're not going to tell the difference on a album anywhere. I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to go, that was a tube amp, that was a modeler, that was an FM9, that was a Helix, that was a Behringer V amp. Do you remember them? Or that was an old Line 6 pod. You're not going to know. It's not possible, you know what I mean? Because tone is kind of subjective. Anyway, let me run through a couple of the really good features of this, because I really like it. It's less than 200 American dollars or British pounds. And it's well worth every penny. It's well worth every penny. The factory presets are a little bit crap. You do have to kind of play around them, adjust them. It will load IRs as well. And again, for a cheaper modeler, that's a win. I've got one IR that I use all of the time. So I wanted to show you just a couple of my kind of favorite bits, and we'll try not to get too distracted. So the tone that you've just heard in that intro bit was this. Which is it's a dual rec, basically is what it is. It's got a tube screamer at the front of it. It's the 4x12 Soldano. There's a few other little bits and pieces going on there that I haven't activated. I've turned some stuff off, because when I got it, what I did was just kind of played around with some of the settings, and I thought, yeah, that's it. That's good enough for me. The drop-down menu underneath all of the effects is a really good touch as well. I'll just show you how that works. So basically you just highlight the effect, drop down, you get all of your choices there, which is pretty good. I like that. Where's our ping pong? There's our ping pong. I'll just show you the stereo-ness of the ping pong. So you're getting all of the good stuff, really. Let me just find our acoustic one. So one of the things as well, don't save. One of the things, you get a prompt as well if you've been kind of messing around with the preset and you come out of it. It goes, do you want to save this? Are you sure you want to leave? The acoustic sounds on this are really, really good. There's like a mass selection of acoustic sounds, and they kind of remind me of the Variax. It sounds exactly the same as the Variax to me. There's nothing wrong with that acoustic sim at all. Absolutely nothing. I would be very convinced. I like it. It's one of my kind of favorite things for it, you know, to the point where I'm thinking I would probably maybe put this in the looper. I'll put it in the effects loop of the Helix and use the acoustic sounds off it. It's that good. Lead sounds, I think they're okay. Again, you do have to play around with them. There's a good search function there as well. If you type in the name of you know, a preset that you've got in your brain, and say if you type in Plexi, it'll bring up a load of Plexis. Also in the editor, there is this search function where you can kind of get different types of what's there. So I mean, what is there not to love? What is there not to love? Let's turn that up as well. Most of these are set kind of quite low. It's very stratty, yes. Compressors are all right as well. It's got a volume pedal and it's got a wah on it as well, kind of all built in. I think the wahs are a little bit lacking. I'm not like a massive fan of the wahs, to be fair, but I did like, you know, some of the amps. Some of the amps are really, really good. There's a big selection of amps in there as well. You've got your Soldanos, you've got your rectifiers, there's a diesel in there. A few other kind of classic plexis and stuff like that. And it's, you know, for what you're paying for it, what is there not to love? I think if you're in the modeling world already and you've maybe overspent on something that you're not using the full potential of, and you maybe want to kind of step down, but you want to step down financially in a big step, and you go, well, all right, well, I've got a Helix and it's 1,500 quid. I could probably sell it for 1,300 quid now. Quid, by the way, Americans is the British pound. It's 1,300 bucks, you know, to sell it. And then I go, well, I get a HX Stomp or whatever, and well, there's 400 of your English, British, American dollars. But this will cost you less than 200, and it'll sound, you know, pretty convincing. It's still pretty good. Some kind of building work going on outside. Finally, as well, which I wanted to show you, it's got a drum machine. Which at first you go, what, why? But realistically, if you're an at-home recording musician and you've got GarageBand and you've got a bass and you wanted to put bass to it, you could. So there's a few kind of different, again, you know, there's a few different settings on these drop-down menus. What exactly is wrong with it? Come on. It's also a metronome as well, so if you want to do the metronome thing for your scale practice, you can do that. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Look, I really like it. I think for what it is and for what it costs, it's probably worth every penny, to be fair. I mean, what more do you want? I think the amps are pretty convincing. The fact that you can load IRs into it as well is amazing. I do think it's lacking in the wah departments. They're not really fantastic. I'm not going to kind of go through that and talk to you with that. It's just a personal opinion. The octaver and stuff like that isn't fantastic. But that being said, there's still a mass amount of things that you can kind of put in there as well, because each one of these sections has got, you know, a selection of different things that you can kind of put in, and it's got a loop as well. It's got an effects loop. So, I mean, what is there not to love? I am very convinced. Am I going to keep it? Yeah, I am. I've been playing with it in the studio now for the best part of a week, and I found some really cool sounds. The acoustic stuff on it is absolutely outstanding. So, yeah, thanks to Sonicake for sending this out. This is the Matribox 2. I will do some more videos on this. I think what I'm going to do now is build a few more presets, and then we'll sit down and we'll talk about what I've done and how I've built them and what I've had to do to kind of make them brilliant. But I just wanted to do this as a first introduction as to whether you should buy one of these beautiful boxes or not. And you should.